but I'd say at this point right now, it's 85, 90% cold emails where most of our leads are coming through. We started a campaign on May 5th using some ListKit leads, or it's a campaign actually comprised fully of ListKit leads. It's our first one that we've done that way. We've got 40 interested replies in that short time frame, so it's about 3 weeks. 10 deals already in the bag. Uh, we're projecting that we're going to hit 15, 16 by the end of the month.
All right, what's up, guys? Andre Hakel Jr. here from ListKit, back with another case study interview. If you guys are from the ListKit Slack community, you've definitely seen or heard of Kyle, who we're here with today, who's just been posting nonstop in the Wins channel. So, Kyle, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, good to be here, Andre. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you taking the time. So, yeah, just a quick intro for those who don't know you. Like, what kind of business do you run? And then we'll get into the results you're seeing with cold email.
Yeah, I've been running an agency, Ruby Hill Outbound. It's just me. Been doing cold email and cold calling, that kind of thing for a few different software companies. Got a big focus on a review and reputation management software company right now. We've gone in a direction to niche down into one certain specific industry, and I've just been having to scrape leads for doing all that. We've been doing it for about 2.5 years now, running cold email for that service. Once we figured out how we could actually frame the offer, how we could write the copy, and get really strategic on personalization with the cold email, and it's been really successful. So that's really my focus for the most part. We do a little bit of lead gen over LinkedIn as well, but I'd say at this point right now, it's 85, 90% cold emails where most of our leads are coming through. We started a campaign on May 5th using some ListKit leads, or it's a campaign actually comprised fully of ListKit leads. It's our first one that we've done that way. We've got 40 interested replies in that short time frame, so it's about 3 weeks. 10 deals already in the bag. Uh, we're projecting that we're going to hit 15, 16 by the end of the month. And the campaign will probably start to fizzle out there at the beginning of June. But we're just going to have a big pipeline that we'll be able to keep on working on. So a lot of people that have, are opted in now to our drip campaign, where we see success as well. So that's kind of the strategy at the moment.
That's awesome. It sounds like you have like a really unique approach to doing cold email. It's not as simple as just set up the infrastructure and let it rip. Like you really think through each step in the funnel methodically. So it's really cool too to hear that like a list kit specific campaign where you only have leads from list kit is performing as well as it is. Just for
Mhm.
context, like 40 interested replies, 10 deals closed, more, coming into the pipeline as we speak. Like what volume do you need to send to achieve these sort of results? And also, like, how does that compare to like as a cold email lead gen agency? You've probably seen campaigns that flopped, right? We all
Yep.
have, and campaigns that have excelled. So, like, where does this kind of fit in?
Yeah, so the campaign that's running right now is about 20,000 contacts. Every time that we run a campaign with 10,000 contacts, that generally represents $3,000 to $4,000 in monthly recurring revenue that comes in. That's because we have a subscription service, right? Kind of just like ListKit. You sign up and then you pay monthly, and we take on credit card information. So what we've seen with our copy that we've put out there, every time we load up 10,000 fresh leads, we're probably going to make 3 grand, that comes in every single month. And lifetime value for most of our clients is 24 to 36 months. So that's pretty solid ROI for the leads that we get. I'd say
It's
right
not
now,
bad.
what we're seeing is that the response rates, what we're getting, it just really comes down to the leads, right? It's probably 20% better from what I'm seeing right now. And this, what I've found, so we've built big lists in the past, right? Hundreds of thousands of contacts in the industry that we target. And I was really surprised to see that we could run a campaign of 20,000 contacts coming from ListKit, because I was like, well, how come I wasn't able to scrape these from the other platforms that I was able to use? Where did all these contacts come from? And I guess it's useful to say it's not just 20,000 contacts, it's 20,000 verified contacts. So, you
Yes.
get a big list, you're like, oh, I got 100,000 contacts. Then you validate them. Oh, wait, it's only 30,000 that are actually going to be valid here. But I just set up all my criteria, which is super easy to do. I'm always really impressed. I think you guys have built an awesome product. It's so easy to set up the parameters that I want to scrape for. I can pull down a list and then it's going to automatically know from my order history who I've pulled down, so I'm not going to double dip. That's a super helpful feature. It saves a ton of time for me. But yeah, my eyes lit up because, like I said, every 10,000 represents X amount of dollars. And so when I said, "Hey, I've got 20,000 contacts here that are already verified," I know that I can rip with them, and that's proven out, right? Um, Excellent reply rates. The infrastructure is, of course, set up good. Our copy's good. But if you ain't got good leads, you ain't got nothing, right? I mean, that's really
Yeah,
how it goes. You've got to have the good leads, or everything else is going to flop. So we do a lot of enrichment with our leads as well. I hire out VAs for that. And if they don't have good contacts, they don't have good leads, and the data isn't right, then I'm going to get a bunch of junk back. So I've been extremely pleased to see how accurate all this data has been coming back, which we just haven't experienced before. So we're going to be taking another dip here very soon. I've got credits lined up, ready to go. Going to have that June campaign running pretty soon.
that's awesome, Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool. Like a lot of the things you mentioned are really like why we started the company in the first place because we're cold emailers as well. We've been doing this for a bunch of years, and we've always preached like garbage in, garbage out, right? And from other data providers, a lot of it is garbage, and you can walk away with a list of 100,000 contacts, but once you put it through the actual verification process, which takes a long time, and it's a lot of organizing and sorting spreadsheets, which no one likes to do, you end up with a fraction of what you thought you'd have.
Yeah.
Whereas with ListKit, you cut through all that BS and you get the finalized leads list right then and there, just in a click of a button. Um, and I
Right.
believe have you worked with the team? Anyone specifically on the team that was able to help guide you through like best use cases, best practices for the different filters?
Yeah, so in the Slack community, which I'm looking at every day, just because there's a lot of value there. You've got Lewis that's dropping just straight fire with what he does, and we've got a really good system that's in place. But I'm always looking to improve. If we can squeeze more out, that's what we're going to do. So just being able to see Lewis, you've got Christian. Um, I'm telling you, just the other day, I actually reached out to Christian and said, "Hey, man, here's what I respond with when I'm sending out our Loom video." Because our strategy is always do the really simple call to action, asking people if we can send over a quick video that's specifically tailored to them. We use Loom to do that. I actually learned that from you guys, of course, in the past, working with Christian on your other platform, Client Ascension. And I just shot over an email to him or a Slack message to him saying, "Can you help me to modify uh, my call to action here, the email that I'm sending when I send out that Loom video, which is really like our first sales call. I shoot a 10 to 12-minute video for everybody that we contact. So it's a lot of work,
Wow.
but we've got excellent reply rates with that, and people typically do watch. It's probably 70% of the people watch 100% of the video. And then they come onto the sales call, they're very warm. But I felt like things have changed, right? The market's always changing. People are always responding differently. They're receiving a lot of offers in cold email. And so you've got to really differentiate yourself. You got to be active and being dynamic. And I wasn't seeing as many book calls as we were seeing in the past. So I just threw it over to Christian in the chat. He responded with some great feedback. I put his feedback to use, booked 3 calls from the next 3 people that I used his information with, right? So
It's
a
awesome.
little bit humbling just to say, man, I can't believe he's so good. But he's just done so many, probably over 1 million cold emails at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. Lots of experience. But dude, that's so cool because yeah, man, like that Loom video strategy works really well. And
mm,
for the people that are willing to put in like that effort that you're talking about, like you're going above and beyond, spending hours of your day recording Loom videos, but also then seeing the benefit of doing so. So I love to hear that. That's like a case
yeah,
study in itself, just for the Loom video strategy. Like if you actually dedicate the time to recording high quality Loom videos, like what does that lead, right? Because you said at the
Yeah.
start of the call you have 10 deals in the pipeline from this campaign with only 20,000 contacts, and it started 3 weeks ago. Those are pretty awesome
Right.
results that I think our audience would also like to start to see for themselves.
Yeah, putting in that work for the personalization pays off. It's 10 minutes to set up everything that I need, all the tabs that I'm going to roll through, all the lead magnets and all the collateral that we have that drives them. But we do find we get on the call and we get on the sales call and people just say many times, I don't really need to see the demo. Where do I sign up? Right? Because they've seen enough in that first video. So it just reduces a ton of friction. Some people have given a critique to me to say, man, cut this down a little bit. But if they're watching 100% of the video and they're responding saying, where do I sign up? Even in the email, sometimes we have a no call close. It's probably like 5% of our calls end up closing before the sales call even starts.
Wow.
And it's really just an introduction at that point. So they get to know the team and we start doing the onboarding process. So it pays off at the end. We've had over the last 2.5 years, it's 510 interested replies, somewhere in that territory, and every single one of those people have received a 10-minute Loom. So it's a lot
Jeez.
of work, but it's paid off. It's great, and this
Yeah.
is you know something I'm doing um, really on the side, right? This is just something I'm doing with a buddy that had a business selling SaaS. He was struggling, built out a framework, and it's starting to cook.
It's definitely cooking. That's huge, man. Very,
Yeah,
very cool. Um, Again, yeah, I really appreciate you sharing this with me because it's refreshing for the audience to hear that. Like if you do commit the time, because it's always like a trade-off of like where do you spend your time as a business owner? Like is it worth, sitting down and you're recording all these Loom videos and following some of the playbooks that we've put out there? And it sounds like for you, it's definitely been worth it. So, um,
yeah.
we've loved having you in the community. We've loved seeing how you've implemented not just our learnings, but you've also put into action some campaigns with purely ListKit leads and can really experience the value and the benefit of that. So, thank you, man.
Yeah, man. All I can say is the experts that are there in the ListKit community, the ListKit leads, and the infrastructure that y'all have helped me learn how to set up has changed my financial life, right? I mean,
Wow,
a relief here with I've got 3 kids, I got a wife, I got 2 dogs, right? I've got a mortgage to pay. Uh,
lot to take care of.
it's all, yeah, man, it's awesome. This has just been fantastic. So a lot of people, I think, get into it. It's very tempting to kind of phone it in and not be honest with yourself about where you're struggling and where the difficulties lie. But if you just dig in, put in those hours, be honest with yourself, then things are going to crack open. That's what I'd say. So I see a lot of people try to give up too quickly on cold email. It's not going to work for me. So I post wins in the Slack community, but that's not how it always was. Those first six
No,
months, brother, it was rough, right? What are we doing wrong? We had a whole other offer that we were doing cold email on. It just flopped. And then we pivoted. We restructured the offer. I was talking to experts like the guys that are in the ListKit team. We figured it out and it just took that time, but we finally got there.
man, that's probably the most important part of this whole interview is what you just said there is like the first 6 months it flopped. And that's like reality for most people. And let's be honest too, like you have a campaign that's performing really well right now. It's not always going to be the case. But like what's important is what do you choose to do? Do you choose to just blame the leads? Do you choose to blame the infrastructure and the platform, or do you choose to look at the actual strategy and figure out what changes to that can you make that makes your offer better, puts it in front of the right audience that can unlock the actual results that you're after. So yeah, I think the reality that you just shared some insights on is what the audience really needs to hear because it's not just set it up, forget about it and watch the results roll in. Like it really does require you to be involved and to learn the ins and outs of cold email and just understand like from a strategy perspective the different tests and tweaks that'll get you to the end result
Yeah.
that you're looking for.
Yeah, and I know y'all want people in your community and the people who are subscribing to ListKit, you want them to be successful, obviously. And I cannot believe the value. I thought that you had to be totally subscribed and totally on board to be on in the Slack. But I see people that are saying, "Oh, hey, I finally subscribed." But there's so much value; it's insane. You've got Lewis and Christian and yourself in there hosting coaching strategies. If you're struggling, get in those coaching calls, ask the questions. You're going to learn so much. I can't believe that you guys just give that away. It's like thousands of dollars of value because I've done it. I've paid the thousands of dollars required to learn that kind of stuff, but it's just out there. So there's really no
You'd be
excuse.
surprised. You'd be surprised. We have to like try hard to give it away because so few people will take us up on some of these different offerings in the community, like the training calls and the
Yeah.
modules. But the ones that do, I've had enough of these interviews and conversations to know. Just recently with Austin Ends in the community, same thing. It's like the ones that do take the time to really dig their feet in and learn from what we are teaching. They reap the financial rewards like you're talking about before. So I'm just happy and yeah, honestly, just happy that you sat down and took the time to do it because you will obviously see the same rewards that we always rave about because cold emails changed our life in a similar way.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, can't
So
thank you enough.
awesome, man.
It's all been great. So we
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Kyle. I appreciate you, man. Keep crushing it. Thanks for being a part of the Slack community. And keep sharing your learnings because this is how we all get better. When someone's winning and getting results, like the culture and the environment that we created and everything that we do really is to share. Because there's enough to go around for everyone to
That's right.
succeed.
Oh,
So I love
absolutely.
that. So for anyone listening, we have the ListKit Slack community, which is free. You can just go to our website, listkit.io, get all the information you need on potentially, using ListKit leads, using our DFY cold email setup offer, our infrastructure, all that good stuff to get cold email results like Kyle is getting. So thanks again for listening. We'll see you on the next one.